Who's our audience?
We have an audience. Okay, Penny. So today...
She's just
Penny,
staring.
you have to get out of the way of the camera. She's like, wow, you guys look great. This is a professional setup, guys.
Do you want me to start the video?
Oh my god, Penny. This dog is crazy.
Do you want me to start the video? Is it recording already?
It is recording, but we can... Oh, you should. You should start it. Go ahead.
Boys! Today we are doing our... No, that's... You start.
He doesn't like that too. He goes,
yeah. Boys!
Hey guys, it is Jenna, what is up? And welcome back to the Board Game Garden. Today, I'm joined by the man himself again, everyone.
I'm back.
Francis, ladies and gentlemen, everyone has been demanding you back. Crowd
Well, I
favorite.
was actually telling you that we should shoot this soon because my top 10 is gonna change soon.
Mm-hmm. We have a lot of
we've played quite a few
new
things,
games that.
We'll talk about it at the end. We'll do our top 10.
We'll speak on a few games that we can see possibly in the future becoming, you know, some of our favorites if we play them more, because we're kind of leaving out ones. I said this in the last video, but we're kind of leaving out ones that we have only played like once or twice, just because I feel like you can't really get a good like grasp on if they are your favorites.
Yeah.
Just by like a first impression. It might like you might be in like the honeymoon phase if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like games that like, oh, you like play it once and you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. But then, you know, that dwindles after some plays. So anyways, today we are going to be continuing our top 20 and we are going from 10 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
Yeah, you can start.
Did you start last time?
I don't know, but this way, because I think we're going to have a lot of crossovers.
Mm-hmm.
And then this way, if you have something that I have as well, then you can do all the talking.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just sit here and play with Penny.
It's like, you're the professional. Yeah. Penny is also the star of the show.
Yep.
Are you the cutest? Are you uncomfortable?
Probably looking a little fluffier than last time.
Yeah. She's getting fluffy. But anyways, without further ado, if you guys want to know our top 10 from 10 to 1, just keep on watching. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoy. Also hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed already. I think about 40-something% of people watching are subscribed and about 50-something% are not subscribed. I know. I know. So yes, definitely hit the subscribe button if you guys want to join the garden. We'd love to have you. And yeah, let's get into our top 10. So starting with my 10, this one is definitely not going to be in your top 10. It's too cute to be in your top 10.
Well, I've also only played it once, so.
True. I played it a few times.
Yeah.
And then also solo as well.
Solo? Yeah.
Yeah. So this is Honey Buzz. This is published by Elf Creek Games, and it is designed by Paul Salmon. Salmon, I believe? Yes, Paul Salmon. And this is a mix between a worker placement and tile placement game, which those are some of my favorite mechanisms. So I knew when I saw that in Honey Buzz that I was like, oh, I'm gonna love this game. Also, the cute art is just, you know, something I tend to go for.
Yeah.
Clearly.
I remember enjoying it. I should try it again.
But yes, clearly, I like cute games. And in Honey Buzz, you are a colony of bees and you are trying to, I don't even know, I think you're trying to make the queen bee happy, but basically I like the part where you are creating your, like, whatever it's called, your, what is it called? Like the, what is it? Hive! Your hive! You're creating your hive with the tiles, and then once you create a full circle or like a full hex, you do all those actions in that hex, which I really enjoy. Penny Rose. But yes. Honey Buzz is my number 10. Absolutely love it. That's it. That's all, folks.
My number 10 is... Oh, it's heavy. I should just use the box. So this is the first game that we're actually playing campaign through with just the two of us. I mean, I've played a campaign game before.
Gloomhaven?
Yeah, we haven't played one together though. I think this is our first one.
No, we played one scenario.
Yeah, but I wouldn't count that. That was just one and done.
Why is it sideways?
Oh,
Put it up on here.
There we go.
There we go.
But yeah, I really enjoy this game, especially the fact that when you carry over your characters, you can purchase traits with your experience points that you gain from doing side quests.
So your character kind of grows in a way.
Although I'm very frugal with my experience points, just like how I'm frugal in real life. I don't like to spend everything. I like to save and then spend and then save some more. So I don't have as many traits as you do. But another thing is the
Near and Far is published by Red Raven Games
I just go right
and designed by Ryan Lockett.
You can see it.
They can also see when I put the headers on.
Yeah.
But
So you're just...
I like to have some sort of, structure.
Okay. No, I also like the side quests. The side quests can be... Some of them are fairly memorable. I mean, I still remember the first one that we did, or that I did.
With the Red King?
Yeah, and I just go in exploring and I go into like a dungeon and release this guy in a red cape and I'm like... what sort of evil did I just release in this world?
Didn't you the last time we played this? He came back around in
I've encountered him twice now, and I'm I'm so scared that I'm just gonna get killed
by this Red King dude.
No, Near and Far. It's really fun. I really like this.
It's a really good one. It's the second one in the series of Above and Below, Near and Far, and Now or Never. I do really want to get Now or Never as well.
And then what was the third one? Fourth one?
There's no fourth one.
Spirited Away or something?
Sleeping Gods?
Sleeping Gods.
Sleeping Gods isn't part of
Oh, okay.
Spirited Away.
Let me just put this here, just in case.
You can put it behind me. It might be coming up at some point.
Okay.
Moving on to our number 9. Mine is a smaller one and a roll and write that we've had for a very long time, but it proves to be one of my favorites time and time again, and that is Welcome to Your Perfect Home. Everyone just calls it Welcome to, but it is Welcome to Your Perfect Home. There's also Welcome to New Las Vegas and Welcome to the Moon, but this is always the one that I go back to. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's nostalgia, if it's just the ease of playing this one because I know it off by heart and so well, but this is a flip and write. It's not a roll and write. It's a flip and write where you are choosing from 3 different sets of cards. Each set has a number and then an icon, and you're placing that number into a house on a street, and the houses have to be in ascending order, but they don't have to be like perfect ascending order, if that makes sense. So you could go from like 5 to 7 to 10, but they always have to be ascending. And you're also using different icons to mark out different things on the sheet. Making different like subdivisions of houses with fences in between, and I just love this game so much. I also just love like homes, and like if you did not know, I went to college for interior decorating, so this is not really decorating the inside of your house, but I've always loved like real estate and stuff as well. So yeah, this one's one of my favorites. We've had it since probably
I think
probably our first year.
Yeah, I think this was our first roll and write.
And
I remember it did give me a really good first impression when I saw, because again, since it being our first roll and write, when I played, I was like, this is what a roll and write is. This is amazing. I love it.
This one and Cartographers, which Cartographers was close to being on my top 20 as well, but this one I just really, really love, and I always play this on BGA. This is like my number 1 game most likely on BGA. I just love to go back to it and play it over and over again. And yeah, so that is Welcome to. It's published by Blue Cocker Games and designed by
Benoit Turpin.
That is my number 9. What's your number 9?
Number 9. Mine is Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition.
Oh,
there's no glare, right?
No, you're good.
Nice and pretty.
It's nice.
No, I love this game just because it plays simultaneously, so everyone's taking their turns.
Francis is a big fan of quick
games because I'm very impatient.
He's so impatient. Like
the
moment he has to wait more than like 5 minutes for his
I don't want to wait
turn.
for you. Just let me have all my turns right now. I'll finish the game, then you guys can play the rest.
That's why I'm surprised that you don't get into solo gaming. Because literally
solo
gaming
for me
you can play things.
Is the setup. I'm like, I don't want to set up a game on my own and then clean up on my own too.
Yeah, so you're just not motivated to do it yourself. You want me to set up the game.
Yep.
you to play it.
Exactly.
So if I set up a solo game for you, would you play it?
Maybe.
Oh. I'm not setting
But
up
can I continue explaining why?
Continue.
Okay. So Terraforming Mars, you're basically playing with other players and and you're trying to make Mars livable as different corporations are contributing to it. Mm-hmm. And I love the fact that you get this massive like pile of cards. And the variety in it is amazing. Mm-hmm. It's always fun to like see what you're gonna pull, and then how you could possibly use that card to work towards your strategy.
The different strategies, like every single time that I've played this, I've done like a completely different strategy. And
I really like the phase selection too. Actually, like the fun part about it is, especially when we were playing with 4 players. There's 2 phases I really want to do, and then you kind of have to read the table. You're like, I think that person might choose the first phase, and I want that too, but I also want the second phase. So maybe I'll choose the second phase
and hope that they choose
the other one.
But if they don't,
you're screwed. But if it works out, then it's so satisfying. But yeah, I love this game.
All right, so moving on to number 8. This one is probably the newest in my top 10. This is one that but actually, even though it's the newest, I've probably played it more than other ones. And that is Cascadia. Ow, I just hit my face.
Yeah, because you played that a lot of times solo, right?
Yes, I've played this many times solo. We've played it a ton multiplayer as well. But Cascadia is published by AEG and Flat Out Games. It's designed by Randy Flynn, which Randy Flynn follows me on Twitter. Ooh, fangirling. Anyways. Cascadia, I've talked about a ton here on the channel, but basically it is a tile laying game where you have 4 options to choose from. It's kind of similar to Welcome to in the fact that you have 4 options to choose from. You are taking them instead of just using them.
For Welcome to.
It's 3 options, but they're like, I just mean in like the like sets.
Oh, okay.
So you have 4 habitat tiles and 4 animal tokens, and you're choosing one of those 4 sets to put into your own environment, and you're placing the habitat tiles to make different habitat sections. You want the sections of different types of habitats to be as big as possible to score the most points. Then you're also placing the animal tokens on the habitat tiles to score in different ways. Absolutely love this game. I have talked to guys' ear off about this one enough, but it is fantastic multiplayer. It is quick. It is easy to learn. It is easy to teach. It is well loved for very good reasons. It's just a fantastic game. So I'm not going to talk too much about it. It was in your top
20, yeah.
20, yeah. It was number 11.
I think it was, 11.
Yeah. So mine's number 8. That's Cascadia. You should play this solo too.
Yeah, set it up for me. What's mine? Let's see.
Francis' number 8 is
Wingspan.
Wingspan, baby.
By Stonemaier Games.
Published by Stonemaier Games and designed by Elizabeth Hargrave.
Yeah,
art by Beth Sobel.
And the art is amazing. Like the theme, to me, is great. I used to do a bit of bird photography. Like I had a phase when I first got into photography, and I was using my D90, my intro camera. I was doing bird photography. So we have when I played this,
2 pictures of birds in our entryway.
Yeah. So when I started playing this, and I started looking at the bird cards, I was like, oh, this brings me back to when I tried to get some photos of seagulls.
Get pictures of seagulls.
Well, anything with wings, I'll try to take a picture of.
Oh my goodness.
Practice is practice, right?
Yeah.
But I love setting up your own, because what do you have? It's like
an environment. Yeah,
you're setting up an environment, or is it a
conservation area?
Yeah. But
it's not a conservatory.
I guess it's just an area that you can have like
it's split into 3 different habitats.
And you have all these different birds. First of all, again, just like Terraforming Mars, there's so many variety.
You like a variety of cards.
Yeah.
You really like tableau building.
If I have like a huge stack of cards, I'm already excited about what's in there.
You're gonna freaking love Ark Nova. I can already tell.
All right.
Guys, Ark Nova shipped.
Yeah,
it's coming.
This our top
Sorry.
Top 10.
I'm so excited.
Each bird also has their own special effects that can either activate immediately or chain them. And when you chain them, it can be really satisfying. So it depends on how you build out your certain environments. And then I also like how the birds have like a little, like at the very bottom, it actually like says like a little fun fact about them. Yeah.
Do you actually read all of them?
I read most of them because again, when I was a kid, this is before Wikipedia was even around, so I'm dating myself here.
Bird books?
My dad got me a subscription for like these animal pamphlets to get delivered to us, and I would have a binder of them, and I would read like what their habitat is like and all that. So when I play like games like Zoo Tycoon, Planet Zoo, I love reading the facts about them. So just the little facts they have in the cards here, it's really appreciated.
Aww.
Yeah.
And you like engine building.
Yeah.
I would classify this some sort of engine building. Same with Terraforming
I guess.
Mars.
Is it because of the row of birds you can have?
Just like as you put out more birds, more things can happen.
It's whenever you activate certain like gathering
towards
eggs
the end when there's like a ton of birds in your habitat, you're chaining a bunch of things. I would classify this as engine building for sure. I know everyone classifies engine building in different ways, but yeah.
Wingspan.
Moving into my number 7. This is one that you guys probably see in the background every single video. And it's one that's a little bit difficult to get right now, and so many people love it. It was in your 20 to 11. I don't know what number it was. But that is my baby. Seize the Bean. This is published by Quality Beast and designed by Dylan H. Cromwell. And this is a game all about running your own cafe, and you are upgrading your cafe and you're upgrading the products that you're selling and trying to make your cafe bring in different groups of people. I believe in the base game it comes with like 25, maybe 30 different groups of people. There are hipsters and students and tech nerds and criminals and just a bunch of different funny groups, and you can really tell quirky. Yeah, you can tell how much thought and just like love that the creators put into this. Like every single card is different. All of the different upgrades that they put alongside all of these groups are just so unique and so funny, and I am just in love with this game. I still have yet to even play this one solo, which says a lot. I feel like when I play this solo, I'm going to love it even more. But it is a mix of deck building and worker placement. The deck building is where you are building up the customers that are coming into your shop. And the worker placement is you're actually upgrading 2 different sides of your board. And that allows for, there's 3 different worker placement spots on either side. And you upgrading actually makes those worker placement spots better. And I just love that part of it. It's just so much fun upgrading. But yeah, that is Seize the Bean. That is my number 7.
Yeah, I think you always, part of you always want to be a barista, so this kind of, it scratches that itch for you.
Yeah, it really does. I've always wanted to like make my own, or like open my own cafe. My dream would to open like a cozy
board game
just like
cafe.
Little board game cafe. Can you guys imagine? Oh my god. That'd be the cutest thing. I would love that.
I was thinking of a name right now.
Oh.
Board Game Garden Cafe.
Board Game Garden Cafe, and we could have like hanging like foliage and stuff on like one wall and like a neon sign that said like the Board Game Garden Cafe. Oh my god. That'd be so much fun. Okay.
Alright. We are on 7, right?
We're on number 7,
we're kind of going fast. My number 7. Everdell. Which is your number 20, right?
My number 20.
So, it's still a crossover. I can't believe you had this low. It's a little dusty.
Because we haven't played it in a long time.
I love it though. Yeah, I love this game.
It's another one that we've had in our collection for quite a long time. I think it was one of the first ones that I bought.
Yeah. Again, this is a game, tableau building game, where you're creating your own.
Tableau building.
Yeah, I guess I'm starting to find out more about myself. I guess I really like tableau building games.
These videos really let Francis find out so much about himself. It's eye-opening.
Well, and the fact that it's all critters and animals, that's always a theme that I'm always down for as well. And I love how, well, I guess again, another big stack of cards that are just I'm so excited to see what's in those.
What? I feel like we had this like ongoing thing in the last video where you liked one specific thing. Again, another. I don't know what it was. Maybe, I don't think it was tableau building. Maybe it was.
Maybe it was.
You just really are obsessed with tableau building.
Yeah,
and deck building.
And deck building and worker placement. I mean, those are the good stuff.
Yeah, overall. All the good stuff.
But I love how all the buildings have their own little thing. You could even have some buildings that you can build in your town and you can use it as a worker to go in there. Or have other people go there as well, but then you get a point for it. And yeah, you can just build your town in as many different ways as you want.
Again, this is another engine builder too, I believe.
Yeah, because then whenever spring comes in and rolls around, then you get to activate all those green leaf
so
cards.
as you get more, it's activating more. Yeah. Such a fantastic game, and it's just beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, and it's really satisfying when you build. Sometimes when you build a building, they always have one character that you can
build for free.
So you're always on the hunt for that now. Like, I want to take advantage of that. So you try to look for that one character. But
I feel like I always spend too much time doing that.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it can bite you in the butt. Sometimes it can bite you in the butt because, again, the deck is so big, you never know if you're even going to run into them, and or if someone else picks it up.
I have heard that there is a variant that I really want to try out the next time we play
we saw it at Board Game Revolution. Someone said that
they
to separate
the cards into critters and constructions.
Yeah, that way you can choose. Okay, I want a critter this round. I want a construction.
So it doesn't take as long to find things because you're specifically getting out what
that sounds like an interesting house rule. I wouldn't mind trying. Yeah. Sometime.
It might make it a little bit easier. Yeah. And might not provide the same amount of challenge as the base game, but okay. So we are moving on to our number 6. We are almost halfway there, and the next game of mine is a very big one. And oh my god, this is like probably the biggest surprise of my whole gaming career, my gaming hobby. My number 6 is Scythe. This is published by Stonemaier Games and designed by Jamie Stegmaier. And this game is such a surprise to me. It is absolutely fantastic. And when we first were looking into it, I didn't think that I was going to like it. This is such a big box. Also such a beautiful box. Ugh. I keep on getting distracted. But when we first were looking into this, I didn't think I was going to like it because there was a little bit of that area majority or like area control. Not like really, but once we were looking more into it, I kind of discovered, and once we actually got it and played it, I discovered that you don't necessarily have to go that route in this game, which makes me very happy. In a larger player count game, there's more chances of it happening because there are more people on the map, and people can choose to, if they want to, go into combat with another player that is beside them. But you can choose to kind of keep your distance and not go into any combat, which I prefer doing. I'm okay with the combat as well because it's not too involved. Like literally you just go into combat, you choose your combat cards and your combat strength or whatever, and then you show each other what number you have, and then whoever has the most wins the combat. And it's just pretty simple, but I really enjoy there's a bunch of different goals that you're going for, and I believe it's the first person to get 6 of those goals, or 5.
I think 6. Either 6 or 7. It's been a while since we played this, but I'm thinking 6.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 6.
So it's the first person to get 6 different goals. Those goals are things like getting all 4 of your mechs out, getting all of your workers out. There's 2 combat. You're getting a personal goal thing completed. There's a bunch of different goals that you're going for. And I just really enjoy that because you can kind of go for different things every time. And yeah, probably the biggest, like I said, surprise of the list.
All right. My number
it.
6 is this a okay. Caverna.
Yeah.
The Cave Farmers.
I love this game.
Yeah, this game's great.
This was my number 16, maybe 15,
was it
14?
that low?
Yeah.
Well, it has been a while. I actually sat down and started taking notes for this one as well, and I was like, it's been a while. We need to play this again. I know we played it 3 times, and I know every time we played it, everyone had the same thought near the end. One more round.
Yeah.
One more round,
I
please.
Just needed a little bit longer.
And you know that at that point that it's a good game, right? I really love the mechanics. The mechanics fit the theme really well. Say if you're doing if you're clearing your trees, you actually get wood and you get to clear out your farm, the trees to make your farm. Or if you're excavating, you actually get stone and you also clear out space in your cave.
Yeah.
And then you get to choose what goes in your cave. Like, oh,
but all those things are worker placement spots.
True, yeah.
But still, worker placement is one of our favorites.
Well, yeah, worker placement is the worker placement in this is amazing too, because there's so many actions that you can choose from. And when you go to, as you go further into the game, more actions unlock. And I think they're also randomized too, because technically you pull out, you shuffle the deck and you pull out, okay, these are the 3. So that's kind of exciting too. I really like that. I like that. I somewhat like the feeding mechanic. It took me a while to get used to.
A lot of people don't
first,
love it.
yeah, at first I was stressing about it, but I think I learned to embrace that stress, because now it's more of a challenge. Yeah.
Too. It goes along with the theme. Like you have to feed your family. You know.
And since you're dwarves, I think you can actually eat rocks too, right?
Apparently in the game you can eat money.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Caverna. Love
the better Agricola.
Yeah.
Oh, come at me in the comment section.
A lot of. It's like. Yeah.
It's like Agricola 2.0, even though we've never played Agricola.
But I think it's not like overwhelming. Like everyone is siding with Caverna being the better one. It's like kind of 50-50, right?
Yeah. It all depends on the person.
Yeah. But yeah, Caverna by Uwe Rosenberg, and look out games.
Moving on to my number 5. This is a game that I have loved for a very, very long time. It is blue. I'm sure you guys might know what it is. But that is Above and Below. This is published by Red Raven Games and designed by Ryan Lockett. And this is the first in the trilogy. You guys saw that Francis had Near and Far as number 10. This was the one that came before it. And in this game, I don't know if you're like a tribe or like a group of people.
Yep.
And you are going out and you are building buildings. You are going below, as Above and Below states, and you are going on these little quests, and you're reading from a book very similar to Near and Far, and you are getting more people to bring into your group. It's kind of like not really worker placement, but you have your people, and you're moving a person into a ready spot and then moving them back in order to do an action. So I don't know if that's classified as worker.
I don't know if it is, because it's almost as if they more dictate how many actions you get per turn.
True.
And also they all because they all have different stats, right? So
so there's like certain characters that can recruit. I think that's the word. There's certain characters that have a feather on them that you can use to recruit other
and train
workers, and then there's some that have little hammers that are used to build buildings. And those buildings, some of them get you resources and stuff like that.
And there's some with lanterns.
Collecting resources. The lanterns are for adventuring down in the below. And it's just such a fantastic game. The art is gorgeous. This is another one that we've had in our collection for a pretty long time, and it is always just one that I love. We haven't played this one for a while either. I feel like a lot of the games that we're talking about in our top 20 are games that we haven't played for a long time, which makes me sad. That like they're our favorites.
Well,
but
and again, that's why I want.
Again,
that's why I want to do this soon, because we've been playing. So we haven't played them in so long, and we've been playing new games, and I'm finding a lot of really great games with the ones we've been
what
playing
I've learned
recently.
from this experience, there are so many games out there, and there's so many amazing games.
Yeah.
But anyways, my number 5 is Above and Below. Such a fantastic game if you can find it.
Yeah, I see.
Why was this not in your top?
It's not in my top 20 because I had near and far. Basically, for me, near and far and above and below they share the same spot to me.
Interesting. Yeah. I find them very, very different.
They're different,
games.
yeah.
Because,
that's true.
Yeah,
because I guess this one you're building. You get to build your town.
Your town,
which is actually really, really fun. Yeah.
Love this game. This is my baby.
All
of these in my top 10 are just like my babies.
Yeah.
So many babies.
Mine, number 5, is another one that we haven't played in a while. Brass Birmingham.
This is like one of the more recent ones we've played because we played
2
it on
months
stream.
ago. 2 months ago.
A month ago.
No, 2 months ago. I swear it's been 2 months ago.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, we've only played this 2-player. I think we have never played it more than 2.
Yeah, we haven't played it.
It's because we have been. I don't know about you, but I've been a little scared of teaching this to anyone else because there are little rules that are tough to remember.
There's like a lot of little rules.
Yeah, but aside from that, I mean, great game.
Like once you do learn it and get the small rules down pat, it is.
Yeah, it's a good brain burner. I mean, it's really strategic and the turns are quick because it was two actions per turn
with your cards.
for each person.
Play a card, do an action with
Apparently this is really good in 3 to 4 players. So we've been playing it 2 players. So we really like it in 2 players.
Yeah, and like part of the map in 2 players is like off limits or whatever.
Yeah.
Not off limits.
But it's there. You don't really get a benefit of going up there, I think.
Yeah, but in 4 player you get, or 3 and 4 players.
Actually, no, it might be. It might be. Is it off limits because I don't think the cards are in play.
The cards aren't in play, but you can make your way up there by using the different types of cards. Like
well, we never. I don't think we never. I don't think we even bothered trying to get up there.
Yeah.
So even
I think I got like a little bit far up there, but not too much.
But yeah, it really, it's a lot of interactivity too, I noticed, because it depends on what...
You can score points for like other players.
Yeah.
Like you can use their
rails,
their network and stuff.
Yeah,
which is
and then you can also totally steal people's spots too, which can be a bit frustrating, but it's give and take. Sometimes you do it too. And then I like how they also, each turn order, each round is determined by who spent the least in the previous round. So you can sometimes play that into your strategy and take that into account so that you get the head start on the next round and steal a spot before someone can build on something. So yeah. Brass Birmingham.
But this is definitely one that we need to play. I think this is what we said the last time we played this. I'm like, we need to play this like 2 or 3 times in a very small period of time so that we can get the rules down.
It is, I mean, it's funny because once you get the rules down, it's simple.
It's fine.
It's really simple, but there's just so many small things. Like I remember the beer. If I have beer somewhere, you can use it if it's in your network, right? But if I have beer somewhere, even if it's not in my network, if it's just like all alone on its own, I can actually use it. So that's like something that's like I always forget.
You know,
it's a lot of weird little rules like that, and yeah, it's still a great game.
It's still so good.
Yeah,
it is number 3, I believe.
Oh, on
the
Board Game Geek?
top 100 on Board Game Geek. So
brass. Look at that! Look at that box. It's
gorgeous.
I love that. Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite box arts.
Okay, so moving into our number 4. Let's do it. My number 4 is another Stonemaier game. Can you guys tell I like Stonemaier games? My number 4 is Viticulture. This is all about making wine, and I am obsessed with it. I myself am a little bit of a wine person.
No, you.
I try to be a wine person. I really enjoy a good white wine.
She does not like red wine.
No, hate red wine. Hate it. Viticulture is another worker placement game. I really, really enjoy worker placement. Oh, bye, Penny. And this one, you have your mama and your papa, which you mentioned.
Love that setup, yeah.
You love the mama.
Well, I think in.
Or mama and mama.
It could be mama and mama and papa and papa, but was that introduced in the base game?
It was introduced in
or is it introduced
Viticulture World.
Viticulture World, right?
But you can still use it in the base game.
You can still use it in the base game.
Yeah. But we do have the Tuscany expansion, which everyone says makes Viticulture even better. But
we need to play that.
You're planting your grapes in your fields, and you There's like different visitor cards that you can play. There's summer visitors and winter visitors that are really fun and allow you to do different things throughout the game to make it like really replayable and a lot of fun. And then you have, you're placing your workers in 2 different seasons. So there's summer and then there's winter. There's certain things that you can only do in summer. There's certain things that you can only do in winter, which I really enjoy, kind of like figuring that out in my head, like how many workers, because you have like a fixed amount of workers. So you use some of your workers.
Them. Yeah, you distribute them evenly. Try to distribute them.
Well, there's even some, like I've played this a ton on BGA, and there's some rounds where
no one spends.
I literally just don't use any workers in summer, and I just keep them all. And I'm like, I'm going to skip summer fully. We're just going into winter.
If you're all prepped for just the winter actions, go for it.
So in winter, you can harvest to make your grapes, or like put your grapes into your grape barrels. Then you can make up to a certain amount of wine with the grapes that you've harvested to make different wine, and then you can fulfill different orders. It is just such a fun game. It is also playable solo, which I have really been enjoying as well. I've played it solo in person recently, and then I played it solo on BGA a few times as well. But yes, I'm very excited to try this out with the Tuscany expansion, because it does add another like full round with fall, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, and there's a bunch of other things that you can add. Basically, Tuscany is just like, I think 5 different modules that you can pick and choose between to add to viticulture. So very excited for that. We also have the Viticulture World, which makes it cooperative, which is a lot of fun as well. So that is my number 4. That is viticulture. I don't even know what your number 4 is. Oh snap!
Lost Rings of Arnak. Can you play like the Indiana Jones music on this part? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, there you go. I thought you didn't know what it was. But yeah, I mean, worker placement,
deck building.
Adventure, deck building adventure game where you can explore and research. I love this game. It's exactly the theme that I love, as you guys already know.
Whenever I think of you in a board game, this is always the one that I think of.
Lost Ruins of Arnak.
Yeah. What is Francis in a board game?
Yeah.
Literally, Lost Ruins of Arnak.
Right now, because we're in 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're in 4 right now. For me, the 1 to 4 can be switched around.
They're all very close.
They're all really close, and it really depends on my mood. So this could easily be like my number 1 tomorrow, and then it could be back to number 4 the next day. But I really love this game. I like the tools that you can purchase. A lot of them are really cool. Although I never really took advantage of the artifacts, the blue ones, because I always don't want to spend that.
Your compasses, because you always want to.
No, because you have to spend a tablet to use it again, and I just never liked that. Yeah. But I also love the fact that you can focus on exploration and research, but really I think it's a good balance between the both. You have to manage your resources to make sure that you kind of do a bit of both, because some people can actually really run away with the
research track.
The research track. But
the research track is a lot more important.
Yeah, but I do notice that a lot of people that go exploring and then go halfway up the research track can still win it, because the monsters that they all uncover and defeat, they give you a lot of points too.
See, but I feel like it kind of goes hand in hand. Like if you explore enough, then you're going to be able to get a lot of resources to then use in the research track.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all just like a balance of researching, exploring, and buying items and artifacts. You really have to balance them all. You can't really do one or the other kind of thing. Yeah. I really like Lost Ruins as well. Yeah. And everyone tells us to try out Dune Imperium because they're often compared. I know everyone compares them just because they have similar mechanics, and they were released at the same time.
I haven't watched the Dune. I'll want to watch the Dune Imperium.
Did you not know that they were always compared?
I've heard about it. I've heard people compare them before. Yeah. But I want to watch the Dune movie before I play the board game.
Yeah, but when everyone says that, or when we say that we like this, everyone says to try Dune Imperium. So we'll have to try it eventually.
Tide. Oh, okay. Wow.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Did not expect it to be that high. Oh my goodness.
Okay, moving on to my number 3. This is pretty crazy. This is Concordia, baby. So this is published by, I believe, Rio Grande Games. I don't know if it's still published by them, but it's also published by PD Games. That's kind of funny because I call my brother PD. But Concordia is another one of our games that we've had for quite a long time, and it is a game like Scythe that really surprised me. And I feel like I always like games when they surprise me. I don't know why. It just makes me like them more.
I remember the box art was not gripping you too much. I was the one that said we should buy this game.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh god, the box art, the theme, I don't know. But once we played this, this is such a great game. I love so many things about this game. I especially love it's not deck building, it is deck, what is it called?
Is it hand management or?
Hand management, that is the word. Where basically you are buying cards and you're using cards until you use the Tribune.
Yeah.
And the Tribune allows you to pick up all of the cards that you used. And whenever you use the Tribune, however many cards that you've played, you gain a certain amount of coins for how many you played. So you're kind of trying to play as many as possible before you use the Tribune, because you get more return, but you are using different cards that allow you to build on different parts of the map. This is a very, very Euro-y looking game. It's very beige.
Yeah.
There is literally just a map, but don't let it fool you because it is such a fun game. I love collecting the different cards that then act as multipliers with the end game scoring.
Yeah,
I really love that. I think we mentioned it in the past. Was this in? Yeah, this was.
It was in my top 20, and I agree that the cards have a little. I like how they have the specific points. They contribute to specific points. So you could be secretly gathering, but like, all these different cards, and they contribute to how many people you have out on the map. And
like the other players, unless the players like really pay attention to what you're buying, like the strategy that you're going for is most of the time kind of secret to them. Yeah. Like they can kind of pick up on different things where like you're placing your buildings and stuff on the map, but for the most part, the amount of different multipliers you have in your hand is a little bit secret to the other players, which I really enjoy. That is my number 3, Concordia, which is pretty crazy. It's definitely not aesthetically pleasing like I usually go for.
Number 3, okay. My number 3, and we've played this 3 times.
Clearly he likes it a lot.
Spirit Island. I think I also, because I noticed with my top 10, I think I really like co-op.
How many games is co-op in your top 10?
There's 2 of them, but they're pretty high.
Well, we're... yeah, okay.
Yeah. So Spirit Island is, it puts you and your friends together to defend
your spirits.
All of your certain spirits, and you're defending this island as it gets invaded by, well, they just call them invaders. They're polluting your land, and they're building towns and cities and stuff. And then there's also natives that live on that land. You're kind of wanting to defend them. It's funny because it almost reminds me of Princess Mononoke, because in Princess Mononoke the story of that is pretty much the same. The industry against all the spirits in the woods. And I actually played a video game called Black and White, where you're a god and you can like throw fireballs at people and stuff, and this kind of reminded me of that too. I really like strategizing with, well, we've only played a 2-player, but it's fun strategizing. It's
fun, like talking back and forth and kind of like discussing
okay, how do we take care of this, because they're about to grow in this specific section of the map. How can we either move them away or what can you do? What powers can you do? Yeah. I really like that in causing fear, and then as you cause more fear, you get different bonuses.
Rewards,
and then there's still so many spirits that we have yet to play too. Like
we've only a lot of them look so fun. the easier spirits.
It's
It can
every
get pretty
spirit,
complicated.
yeah, every spirit has their own different powers and abilities. The difficulty is it is pretty hard.
That's the only reason
we played
why.
it 3 times. We beat it once. That one time is because I think we actually strategized pretty well. So
Was it when we played it on stream that we won?
We played it on stream, yeah.
Yeah, we won.
Yeah, I can't wait to play this with more people, to be honest. I'd love to play with Tom and Asha.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right? You crying?
Yeah, it's just such a beautiful game.
You just love Spirit Islands so much.
Number 3. By Greater Than Games, and who's
designed by... You're doing really good with this whole publisher designer thing.
Game by R. Eric Roos. I hope
go.
I said that name right.
So moving into our top 2, which I think it would be fun if you guys could pause the video right now and go down in the comments and try to guess what our top 2 games are.
Yeah, I think people will easily guess my number 1.
Guess what Francis' top 2 are, and guess what my top 2 are. I would love to know if you guys can guess them, but anyways, moving on. Okay.
Let's go.
Moving into our number 2. My number 2 is Near and Far. Is anyone surprised?
For some reason, I thought it was already in your top. I'm surprised just because I maybe my memory's
Above
really,
and Below.
Yeah, my memory's really bad. I thought I already saw it at like number 8, but
no, that was you, honey.
Yeah, was that me? Oh yeah, I did it as number 10. I forgot. Yes, that's right. That was me.
That was
okay.
Me. But yes, Near and Far is in the same trilogy as Above and Below, which I already talked about. It is published by Red Raven Games, designed by Ryan Lockett. Freaking love this game so much. This is one that we recently acquired in the last 4 months.
Yeah.
And we've played through, I think, 5
or 6
scenarios, and it's so much fun. Again, it's like my baby. And I just think I associate it with really good memories with this guy here, because we've played through it together, and I've just had so much fun playing this with Francis. But I really enjoy the whole, like, getting different items and doing different things in town to kind of prepare yourself to go exploring, and then you can make different tents. Each player has 14 tents. You're trying to play through 14 tents. The player that finishes all of their tents triggers the end of the game. And then you add up your points for different items that you've purchased, and there's more like resource management stuff. I really love resource management. Yeah. I feel like that's a common thread in a lot of the games that I like. But yes, I love the art as well. Ryan Lockett is so talented, and I love the world of Arzium that he has created. Just like all of the common characters that this has with Above and Below. Again, Above and Below is just like very near and dear to my heart. It was one of like my first like favorite games and like bigger games that we experienced, I feel like, and like the first story kind of driven game that we experienced as well. So this is kind of just more of that. The gameplay is completely different, but I really, really enjoy both of them. So yeah, that is Near and Far. I would say that I'm having like a honeymoon phase with it, but we've played it like 6 times and I still love it.
It's going to be interesting when we're done with the campaign. I want to see. Yeah,
like, I'd be interested to know if it would still be in my top 10.
Would we still want to play it again?
Yeah, because we're playing through the campaign. I do want to start a 4-player campaign with Tom Nasha.
It's going to be hard to keep that one up, but I mean, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind trying.
Yes, that is my number 10. Or not 10. Francis' number 10.
2.
My number 2.
All right, my number 2. I'm just going to use the box cover because...
Oh, wow, you look so strong. Ooh,
light.
So strong.
It's Scythe. So this is a game by Stonemaier Games. I actually think I said Stegmaier. I'm not sure. Did I say Stegmaier Games for?
You might have.
I might have, but it's Stonemaier Games, so similar to Wingspan.
Jamie.
Yeah, I think for me, surprisingly, because I know I just pulled out Arnak, Scythe might be my favorite theme out of all board games we have. I just love how it's a combination of these mechs and and these farmers.
Old time.
Yeah, it's like a steampunk dystopian world, and I really love that. The art is amazing. I kind of wish there were more cards that, because I know the encounter cards have the art.
Yeah.
I kind of wish there were other cards that also provided the art more from this world, because it makes me want to see what this world really is like.
The campaign expansion for this.
I'm up for it. I love this game.
Yeah.
So again, Jenna already mentioned a lot about it, but your own player board is different from others. So
you
the
always
actions
have like your specific special power that you can do.
Yeah. So and you can upgrade your own player board too. So for some people, a specific action, the upgrades for those will be more expensive than others. So you can tell that they probably want to prioritize their upgrades in different actions, and you can also reach the winning goal of 6 stars in different ways. You could do combat, or you can focus on upgrades, or
I always avoid the two. There's like 2 combat goals, and I always just push them.
They're nice and quick. So I mean, I could see myself trying to get both of them as the last 2, because you just, when you're at 4 stars, you just do quick attacks and you're done, right? But yeah, there's so many things to this game that I just love.
All right, my number 1, my baby, Hadrian's freaking Wall.
So I was right. So because I remember like
yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yesterday you said maybe Hadrian's Wall.
What's your number 1? Maybe Hadrian's Wall.
Yeah, Hadrian's Wall. If you guys do not know, I am a huge fan of flippin' rights, rollin' rights, and this kind of mixes like a big board game with a rollin' right for me. And I've played this a ton. We've played it a few times multiplayer, just the 2 of us. We've played it with 4 players. But honestly, this one for me, I just love all around, whether I'm playing with people, while I'm playing just myself, it's all the same pretty much, because y'all working. It's kind of multiplayer solitaire, really. But I love this game so much. I've chatted about it a ton, so I'm not going to chat your guys' ears off about it too much more. But basically, you're flipping over a card that tells you the resources that you're getting. There are, I think, 4 different types of workers in 4 different colors, and then there are stone resource, and you are using all of those different workers and resources to scratch off different things on 2 different sheets. One sheet is kind of like the protection to your village. There's some like buildings and different things, and then there's 4 or 5 main tracks that you're trying to score points on. Then the other page is your village that has, I think, 6 different or 5 different tracks of different things, but they're kind of just like different buildings, and there's different, I classify them as like mini games, because you don't necessarily need to do all of them. The 2 sheets in Hadrian's Wall can be very overwhelming when you see them at first, but once you learn what everything does and know that you don't have to do everything, it's not as overwhelming. And I think it's just very therapeutic to me to like use your resources, and you're crossing out different things. Once you hit a certain spot on certain tracks, it gives you more resources back.
Yeah,
and
that's my favorite part. It just
you're just trying
it's
to
like
use as much and get as much in one turn as you possibly can. And then at the end of every turn, you have attacks on your walls. So you're wanting to build up your wall in order to defend those attacks and not have your village get destroyed and all those things. It's just so good. I find it so therapeutic. I joked about including this in my comfort games, because this truly is a comfort game to me.
For you, yeah.
For me.
It's not a comfy theme, but...
It's not a comfy theme, but just taking this out and playing a game of Hadrian's Wall just brings me a lot of joy and a lot of comfort, just because now that I know the rules down pat, it's just, it's so good. And I've started playing the solo campaign, which is kind of forcing me to try different things than I typically do, because I found myself kind of going for the same things every time. But with the solo campaign, you can kind of go different places, do different mini games and stuff, because it's kind of forcing you each scenario to like do specific things. That is my number 1. I'm just gonna sit here and hold Hadrian.
Okay.
Me and Hadrian will watch you. Can you tell that I dressed to match Hadrian? Hadrian
oh no, I did not.
I'm cheating on you with Hadrian.
All right.
No, Hadrian!
That's my number 1, Gloomhaven. You can't beat Gloomhaven. Your
do
tiny game can't beat Gloomhaven.
I'm hiding behind Gloomhaven.
Yeah,
gosh.
no, this was the first big game that I've ever played, I think. Because I remember when we were starting to get into the board game hobby, I was like, you know what? Let me see what's the top game in Board Game Geek, and I'm going to buy it. So our collection started with like Takedo and
we had like
a bunch
just
of
like a
tiny,
a 2x2 cube Kallax.
And then Gloomhaven.
Gloomhaven took up like one entire cube.
But it's funny because it actually took a while for me to even crack open and then get to play it. But once I started playing with my friends and I, before COVID, we had a consistent campaign going, and I really
I think I
loved
remember them coming over like every
Thursday. Yep.
Yeah. Every
and
Thursday
we would play
they'd sit down here.
I think there was a couple of nights where we played 2 because we just had 2 ready to set up. But yeah,
I'm
it was
so sad that
good.
you guys don't do that anymore.
Yeah, well, Paul moved
COVID.
away, and there is the Steam. It's on Steam. We might get it there and play it online, but I mean, since I have the physical, and I've never played through the entire physical, I do want to still play through it all.
And I have told Francis that he did get recently for his birthday Jaws of the Lion, which he hasn't.
We'll play Jaws of the Lion to ease you in, and then we'll play this.
Yeah. We're gonna slowly get into it, and I think eventually I will enjoy this. We played one scenario before.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it. It was just it's not something I'm typically used to doing, like the whole dungeon crawling type thing.
Well, that's the thing. So for me, I think I must have been like a teenager, maybe 15, 16. There was a game called Baldur's Gate 2. Well, Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2. I love both of them. But it's a D&D themed RPG game.
Okay.
And it also there was also one called Icewind Dale, which was more of a dungeon crawler, which is actually more Icewind Dale.
Icewind Dale.
And it was more of a dungeon crawler similar to this, where the story isn't that prominent on it.
Yeah.
And that it kind of brought me back to those times. So just the whole dungeon crawling and also working with your friends to beat monsters.
Is it similar to Spirit Island where you're kind of discussing like, oh, I can do this with my cards?
You can't discuss at that degree. You can say, okay, I can go pretty fast. I'm gonna go against this guy, and I can go pretty fast. So similar to Near and Far, since it's a campaign game, you do have your own character. You build them up. You can equip them with armor, weapons, items. You customize them. And then even when you reach a certain level, you get, okay, here's your new moves, here's your new abilities, and then you can choose one of those.
New cards.
Yeah, you can start using one of those, and you can also retire them. So eventually, when they get to a certain level, you can retire or satisfy their
talk about retiring.
Yeah, or satisfy their personal goals. You can retire them, and it'll unlock other characters for you to play. There's still so many things in there that I've yet to unlock. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to it.
I'm excited to try Jaws of the Lion.
Jaws of the Lion will be easier because
it's just a book.
It's just a book similar to Near and Far, so we don't have to set it up where it's the modular
setting
boards.
Up the boards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So those are our top 10 games.
Yeah. Should we tell them really quick? Like, what are some games that
we can see possibly being?
Yeah.
Yeah. I could probably mention like 3 that I could see getting up there if we've played them more. I would say if we've played Bitoku more, I could see that one getting up there for me. If we play Zoo Tycoon the board game, I could see that one getting up there for me. As well as Isle of Cats, which Isle of Cats I almost put in the top 20, but I've only played it solo so far. And then I've played it multiplayer, but only multiplayer over on BGA. So I was like, I don't know, I shouldn't include it, but you guys will most likely see it I am going to do my own top 20 solo games. So you guys will see it in that video in the future, towards like the end of the year. Yeah. And then Flamecraft is another one that
looked like you were really enjoying it.
I love it so much. Architects of the West Kingdom.
Architects, yeah, that one might actually crack my top
20.
Top 20, yeah. Maybe not top 10, but top 20 for sure. Lacrimosa might go up there as well. It's a lot of potentials that will totally change our top 10. So we might have to do this again, maybe
Yeah.
at the next year or something.
That's why, like, whenever you guys watch these, like, top videos, like, top 10s, like, never take them, like, very seriously because it changes.
They change
so often.
Aside from Gloomhaven, it changes pretty often.
Yeah. Like, there are so many amazing games out there. I find it really, really difficult to pinpoint, like, these are my top 10, you know? Because they're all fantastic.
Yeah.
And you just gotta find games that you really, really love, and that's all that's to it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our entire top 20 series. Definitely let me know down below if you guys guessed our top 2s correctly. Maybe comment what your favorite game is. Just one favorite game. Would love to know.
You guys have to do top 20 as well. We did it.
Yeah.
You guys have to go
down there. The entire
It's really
top
hard.
20. Top 20. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, give this video a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you're not part of the garden yet. We'd love to have you here. Give extra thumbs up to have Francis in more videos. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Remember, you are somebody's reason to smile, and I will see you in the next board game video. Bye, friends.